In this video I'll give you 7 tips on how to potty train your puppy in those cold, windy and rainy winter days, weeks and months. These 7 tips are not only related to potty training. I also talk about the possible health risks regarding cold weather and puppies and dogs in general. Hi, my name is Robin and I'm the owner of the website puppybee.com. And I make it my job to interview dog experts, after which I translate their expertise into books and handy videos such as the one you are watching right now. One of the books I've written is How to House Train a Puppy, the Ultimate Guide, and I've interviewed a total of 24 dog experts for this book. In one of the chapters of this book I discuss a total of 11 factors what will influence the pace at which your pup will become house trained. One of these 11 factors is seasonal influences. Since you tend to spend more time outside in the summer than in the winter, the chances of having accidents in the house will vary as seasons change. This will result in people having their puppy house trained much faster in the summer rather than the winter. My first tip is a bit silly, but still very important. Use common sense when house training your puppy in the winter. Well, what do I mean with using common sense? When it is way too cold for you to walk outside for 20 minutes, even while bundled up with warm clothes, chances are the same goes for your dog. And this is especially important for your little puppy because they have a reduced capacity to maintain their body temperature. I have found a really interesting paper called Temperature Requirements for Dogs, published by Purdue University back in 2016. I don't want to make any mistakes by rewriting it, so I will just read the most important part of this paper to you guys regarding our topic of today, which is potty training your puppy in the winter. Well, there we go. The normal range of temperatures at which dogs and other species can maintain their body temperatures without expending energy to increase heat production or heat loss is called thermoneutral zone and ranges from 20 Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit to 30 Celsius or 86 Fahrenheit for dogs. Outside of the thermoneutral zone exist the upper and lower critical temperature zones. When temperatures are in these zones, the dog has to expend energy to maintain its body temperature. When this is no longer possible, hypothermia in cold weather or hyperthermia in warm weather occurs. Also, puppies, geriatric dogs and sick animals have a reduced capacity to maintain their body temperature. Especially the last part is important to us as it says that puppies have a reduced capacity to maintain their body temperature. So coming back to our first step, use common sense when taking your puppy out for a walk or for a simple pee or poop and make sure you won't stay out too long. And I did some digging, but I couldn't find a credible source saying how long is long. But using a bit of common sense, I would advise you to use the rule of thumb, whereas you can add 5 minutes of walking for every month the pup is old. If it is 2 months old, for example, you can walk it for 10 minutes. And the assumption here is 4 walks a day. Of course, it's fine to take your puppy out much more often for a pee or poop, but this stands apart from your walks. So just to be sure, if your puppy is 12 weeks old, or in other words 3 months, it can walk 50 minutes in one go at maximum. I think this is a good guideline to keep in mind. My second tip is to bundle up your pup. If you see a dog shivering after exposing it to the cold winter temperatures, there's no harm in putting clothing on him. Please do not think it is odd. Clothing will give your puppy some additional warmth. As told in my first tip, puppies have a reduced capacity to maintain their body temperature. My third tip for you is to be careful with your pup's paws when you walk it in the snow, despite the fact that dogs can walk in the snow without getting cold. Firstly, a little nice fact to know. Have you ever wondered why dogs can walk barefoot in the snow without getting cold? Well, in 2011, a scientist called Hiroyoshi of the Yamazaki University in Tokyo published a paper and explained why this is the case. In his paper, he wrote that dogs have a so-called countercurrent heat exchanger. This means that the dog has a warm body and reasonable cold paws during exposure to cold. Pretty cool, huh? If you want to know all the technical details behind this, I suggest you read the full paper. There's a link to the paper below this video on YouTube. Apparently, penguins, whales and seals who swim in freezing water also have a counter-current heat exchange networks in their body to avoid losing their body heat. The same paper states that ice doesn't stick to paws because the paws are cold. But if you do a quick Google search on snowball dog paws or iceball dog paws, then you see some results saying ice and snow can get stuck to the dog hair between his toes. If this happens to your dog, make sure to trim those hairs between his toes. Also be careful with salt during the winter on the sidewalks. Clean your pup's paws every time after each walk with water so all the salt has been removed. You can also use dog shoes, but not every dog loves them. My fourth tip for you is to be careful with thin ice. If you walk near a pond or a lake, make sure you have a leash attached to your pup. You will never forgive yourself if it falls through the ice of the frozen lake into the water. My fifth tip for you is to clear a path from your house to the nearest tree or green nearby. If you live in a place like Michigan, for example, you probably will experience lots of snowfall. Some pups may find it really fun to playfully run and walk through the snow, while others may not like it. If you have a clear path to the place where your dog can go potty, it'll save you some time, and furthermore, you won't have to clean up your dog after because your dog will get really wet when running through the snow. You can also carry your dog to his potty place or look for a place that has some cover where no snow has fallen. My sixth tip for you is to be strong and to put up with the cold weather and take your puppy outside. In some situations, the pup isn't the problem, the owner is. The owner does not want to go outside because it rains or it is really cold. They go for the easy route, and that is using puppy pads or newspapers. I came across this forum reply and he or she describes it perfectly. The key to training a puppy summer or winter is to get them out the door on time. It is a hassle. It is miserable at times. It is time consuming. It is frustrating and you have to watch for signs like a hawk. But it works. You can't be lazy. I gave my brother major crap when he told me he put his puppy in the bathtub to pee in the night. He was just too lazy to take her outside at 5 a.m. His dog is now 8 years old and she still isn't properly house trained. Well, I could not have said it a better way. This is exactly true. Your puppy cannot house train himself. You need to guide him outside and show him the spot where he can go potty. Without you doing this on a consistent basis, it won't happen. And my seventh tip for you is to stick to a puppy schedule as consistently as possible. What puppy schedule, I hear you thinking? Well, I've created a feeding, walking and resting schedule for your puppy, and I suggest you stick to the schedule as consistently as possible. We do all understand that it's not the most comfy way of spending your time standing in the rain or cold, but if you want fast success with potty training your puppy, then this is the way to go. You can download my puppy schedule for free by clicking on the download link in the description below this video on YouTube. And my last bonus tip for you is to watch my other YouTube video about house training a puppy, where I share 6 tips on house training a puppy. These tips are of course not the same tips are shared in this video, as this video mainly discussed topics related to potty training a puppy in the winter. Well, there you have it, my 7 tips plus 1 bonus tip on potty training your puppy in the winter. Let's quickly summarize the 7 tips. Tip 1. When it is way too cold for you to walk outside for 20 minutes, even while bundled up with warm clothes, chances are the same goes for your dog, so it is important to use common sense when house training your puppy in the winter. Tip 2. My second tip is to bundle up your pup with warm clothes if you see him shivering. Tip 3. Be careful with your pup's paws when you walk it in the snow. Tip 4. Be careful with thin ice on a frozen lake. Tip 5. Clear a path from your house to the nearest tree or green nearby. Tip 6. Motivate yourself and put up with the cold weather and take your puppy outside. Tip 7. Stick to the puppy schedule as consistently as possible, and you can download our free schedule by using the link in the description below, or you can find the schedule on our website puppyb.com. And also, my last bonus tip, check out my other video on potty training a puppy with 6 other puppy training tips. You'll find a link to that video in the description below. And if you like my video about potty training a puppy in the winter, please give it a thumbs up. This will help other people find this video too. Also make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel as I publish new puppy training videos every Thursday. Sometimes even twice per week, Monday and Thursday. Please visit my website puppybee.com for more information about puppy training. And last but not least, please leave a comment below this video and tell me your dog's breed. My dog is a golden retriever and I love him every day more and more. So please tell me your dog's breed in the comments below, as I'm very curious. Well, I wish you all the best with your puppy and make sure you enjoy every moment. Thanks for watching my video and I'll see you next time.